Ever wondered if you're consuming too much salt? You're sprinkling it on your food, it's likely already in your favorite snacks, and it seems like it's in absolutely everything these days, but how much is too much? We're talking about something that, in excess, can have a real impact on your health. Listen, I'm all about enjoying your food, but staying aware of what you're putting in your body is key to living a longer, healthier life. That's why in this video, we're diving deep into the sneaky signs that you might be eating too much salt. We're going to break down the science in a way that's easy to understand, and I'll give you some practical tips on how to manage your salt intake. So, stay tuned because this is information you won't want to miss. Always finding yourself reaching for another glass of water? You might think you're just someone who loves to stay hydrated, but constantly feeling thirsty can actually be a sign of high salt intake. See, when you eat too much salt, it disrupts your body's natural sodium balance. Your body, being the incredibly smart system it is, tries to correct this imbalance by drawing water from your cells to dilute the sodium. This process, unfortunately, leaves you feeling dehydrated and triggers that feeling of thirst. It's like your body's way of saying, hey, we need more water here to deal with all this salt. Now, this doesn't mean that every time you're thirsty, you've had one too many salty snacks. But if you find yourself consistently battling an unquenchable thirst, especially after a salty meal, it might be a sign to keep an eye on your salt intake. Staying properly hydrated is crucial, and if you're constantly thirsty, it's always a good idea to consult with your doctor to rule out any underlying conditions. Ever notice your rings feeling a little snug or your ankles looking a bit swollen, especially after a particularly salty meal? That, my friends, could be your body's way of waving a red flag about your salt intake. You see, when you consume too much salt, your body retains water. This excess water has to go somewhere, and often it ends up accumulating in your tissues, causing them to swell. This is why you might experience bloating in your abdomen, or see puffiness in your hands, feet, or face. Now, some bloating after a big meal is normal, but if you're consistently feeling puffy, like you're carrying around a water balloon, it's worth looking at your diet. Reducing your salt intake can often do wonders for alleviating that uncomfortable, bloated feeling. And remember, if the bloating is persistent or severe, it's essential to consult your doctor to rule out any other potential causes. Sign number 3, the silent threat, high blood pressure. We're moving on to a serious sign that you might be eating too much salt, high blood pressure, also known as hypertension. This is one of those silent conditions, often without any obvious symptoms, but it's a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. How does salt play into all of this? Well, when you have too much salt in your bloodstream, it attracts water. This increase in fluid volume puts extra pressure on your blood vessels, causing your heart to work harder to pump blood throughout your body. Over time, this constant strain can stiffen your blood vessels, further elevating your blood pressure. This is why maintaining a healthy salt intake is crucial for cardiovascular health. Now, I can't stress this enough. Getting your blood pressure checked regularly is essential, especially if you have a family history of hypertension or other risk factors. Sign number 4, pounding headaches? Salt might be the culprit. We've all been there. That pounding headache that just seems to sap the joy out of your day. While there are many triggers for headaches, did you know that a high salt intake could be one of them? It goes back to how salt affects your body's fluid balance. When you eat too much salt, it can temporarily increase the volume of fluids in your brain. This extra fluid can put pressure on your brain, leading to those dreaded headaches. Now, not all headaches are related to salt intake, but if you notice a pattern of headaches after consuming salty meals or snacks, it's worth considering salt as a potential culprit. Paying attention to your body's signals is key. If headaches are becoming a regular occurrence in your life, it's always best to consult with your healthcare provider to rule out any serious underlying conditions. Sign number 5, the salt craving conundrum. Ever find yourself craving potato chips, French fries, or other salty treats? While it's normal to enjoy salty foods from time to time, constantly craving them could be a sign that your taste buds have adapted to a high-salt diet. When you consume a lot of salt regularly, your taste buds become desensitized to it, meaning you need more and more salt to achieve that same flavor intensity. It's a vicious cycle. The good news is that you can retrain your taste buds to appreciate less salt. By gradually reducing your salt intake, you'll start to notice the natural flavors of foods more, and those salty cravings will lessen over time. Remember, breaking free from the salt cravings is a journey, not a race. Start by making small, sustainable changes to your diet and celebrate those victories along the way. So, there you have it, the 5 signs that you might be eating too much salt. Remember, being mindful of your salt intake is crucial for maintaining good health. If you notice any of these signs, don't panic. Just start by making small changes to your diet, like cooking more meals at home, reading food labels carefully, and choosing fresh, whole foods whenever possible. And as always, if you have any concerns, talk to your doctor. They can help you determine the appropriate salt intake for your individual needs and guide you towards a healthier lifestyle. Now go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more healthy living tips.